Hi everyone, and welcome back to Homeheadchef. Today we're going to be making a pumpkin cookie with brown butter frosting. Now these pumpkin cookies are soft and tender, almost cake-like. We're going to top them with a beautiful brown butter frosting. Now let's step up to the cutting board and see what we need. We're going to start by working on the cookie batter. Before we do that, we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now for the cookies, we are going to need half a cup of butter softened, 3/4 cup of white sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of canned pumpkin puree, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove, and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. We're going to start combining our dry ingredients, our flour, our cinnamon, our baking powder, baking soda, our nutmeg, our clove, and our pumpkin pie spice. Just give this a mix till it's well combined. With our stand mixer, we're going to cream together our butter and both of our brown sugars. Now we're going to add in our pumpkin, our egg, and our vanilla into our butter sugar mixture, and we're going to mix this together until combined. Next, we're going to add in our dry ingredients. We're going to mix this up till it just comes together. On a greased baking sheet, or one lined with parchment paper, we're going to take a scoop, about a tablespoon, of our cookie dough, and we're going to drop it right onto our tray. Our dough is sheeted up. We're going to take our fingers and we're going to slightly flatten the tops of them, so that way we have a nice, smooth, flat surface once they're done baking for the icing to stick on. We're going to place these in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes or until the edges are golden brown. As the cookies come out of the oven, we're going to want to get them off the baking sheet, put them on a cooling rack, and while those are cooling, we're going to work on the icing. The cookies are cooling, so now we're going to head on to the icing, and for that we are going to need 3 cups of powdered sugar, half a cup of unsalted butter, 1/4 cup of milk, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. We have our butter melting on a medium-low heat. We broke it up a little bit so that way it melts a little bit better. Now we're going to brown this. It's going to take about 10 minutes on the medium-low heat, but we want to pay close attention to it or the butter will burn. I will show you what we're looking for once we get there. It's going to start foaming. After just a few minutes, we start to get the foam. That's the milk solids and the butter starting to separate. Those milk solids are going to go down to the bottom and start to brown, which is exactly what we want. This is going to be another few more minutes, but you can see already how it's starting to change color, so keep a close eye on it. Our butter is nice and browned. You can see those nice little toasty bits at the bottom. And we're going to set this aside and we're going to let it cool for about 2 to 3 minutes. And it will cook a little bit more, so don't be afraid to pull it a tad early. Now we're going to start working on the icing. Now I recommend having a stand mixer or hand mixer for this because it might look like it's separating or it's starting to really congeal and come together, but you're just going to have to really whisk it, and I promise you it will come together perfectly. We're going to add our brown butter into our powdered sugar. Make sure we scrape and get all those good bits. We're going to add in our milk and our vanilla. We're going to whisk this very, very, very well. And that's our frosting. It looks beautiful. It's a little off-white color, and we got these beautiful brown specks in there from the brown butter. And we're going to take our cookie. We're just going to put a little bit on it. Spread it out around, add a nice little even layer on the top, and we're going to let those set up. Alright, now let's get one of these. Decisions. We go with this. My icing hasn't quite fully set yet, but it will. Let's dig in. So good. The cookie itself is real light and fluffy. Like I said before, it's almost cake-like. The icing, it just really complements the pumpkin and the spices that we have in there as well. This is a great recipe. I hope you try this holiday. Share it with your family and your friends. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're interested in the outdoors, check out my outdoor channel called the Backwoods Squad. I'll drop a link in the description. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next time.